Yo, yo, let's get this work. This your boy T-Dub, what's plays in the sports. We are here, we are live, we are now, we're back at it like a crack at it, giving you boxing geekers this work. Alright guys, you know how I do it, 15 minutes or less, give you my very best. I'm at work. It took me a while to finally get a chance to listen to this wild work, but I got through it, guys, and I want to give you my thoughts on the interview that Anthony Joshua done with the Breakfast Club. And I also just want to give you my overall thoughts on AJ, where he stands, and why he's coming to the U.S. market when at one time he said you guys can come over here. Guys, do me a favor as you come in. Do me a favor, please smash the like. If you ain't smashing the like, then you ain't smashing right. Also, subscribe and never miss a live episode again by hitting the notification bell so whenever I go live, you will catch every moment. And guys, listen, when you catch me live, it's best. No in-between commercial. Probably will be a commercial in the beginning, but no in-between commercial. So guys, listen. AJ's on the Breakfast Club. They're asking about Wilder, Fury, Ortiz, Big Baby Miller. They're also bringing up being blacklisted. Well, Anthony Joshua feels he is being blacklisted. He also said that he carried the heavyweight division. He done in 4 years what it's taken them 10 years to do or still haven't accomplished. Talked about the $50 million. What else? Proof of funds. Talking about the other fighters, Wilder, Fury. They want big rewards for less risk. And many more things, guys. So I want to take a second. I just want to get into this. Let's go with it. I tried this time. Normally I just come out and freestyle. I didn't have an article. But I tried to listen. And while listening, doing work, I want to jot down a few things, right? So off top, Anthony Joshua said, listen, man. He knows he's top dog. Stats and facts. Stats and facts, you know. Stats and facts proves that he's the top dog. This is just my personal thing. I think that, honestly, I think Anthony Joshua has come down some off his high horse. I do believe he was on a high horse at one point. Everyone is completely beneath me. Not just like a little bit, but it's like everyone. It was him and every other heavyweight. He was pulling the strings on, or they were beneath his feet. They had to do everything, absolutely everything, his way. But I believe since the re-emerge of Tyson Fury, Dylan White's stock is growing in the UK, and realizing that what he is making in the UK, even though he's very, very popular as a heavyweight, he didn't hit his max. And the only way he can grow if he wants more money is he has to venture out. Even though in the UK, boxing is one of their number one sports, in the USA, boxing is not the number one sport, but we are able to generate more money. As you can see, back in the days, they used to be able to do pay-per-views for $29 and $39 and $49 and $59 to $69 to $99. They charge more per seat. Probably, I don't know about the concession stands, but you could generate more people here, especially if you get more casuals involved because it's the population in the USA is bigger than the UK. And if he wants to be the first billion-dollar boxer, I don't believe he can do that by fighting in the UK. He has to come in the USA. That's the reason why he was saying that, I don't know if you guys caught this. At one point he was saying that Wilder has to come there. He has to come there. Then if he beats him, then he can basically get the rights to fight in the USA. But I believe I heard a couple of times now in a couple of different videos that the first fight being in the USA is not off the table anymore. That it could be a possibility now, especially when he sees that the money can be generated. Guys, flipping over to the chat. YG Nice, salute, my dude. How you doing? Nettie G, what's popping, my dude? Charles Burns in the building. Sup? What's happening? Getting you guys caught up on my opinion. Some of you guys may have already seen this video. Some of you guys may have even heard other people take on it. Basically, I'm giving you my take on Anthony Joshua while he's over here, and to see if I can read my Scrabble while, listen guys, I'm at work in front of 3 individual monitors in front of my computer and trying to sneak and listen and jot down some information, right, as much as possible. So please do me a favor, smash the like button. If you ain't smashing the like, then you ain't smashing right. All right. Stats and facts. Basically says, listen, they can't compete with me. I'm levels above them. He's levels above them. They can't compete with him. Then Charlamagne asked him about Wilder, Fury, and he admits, Fury, good fighter. Wilder's a good fighter. Ortiz is a good fighter. Then at one point he even said, you know, Miller's good, but the other guys are elite. So he's saying that those other guys who I just named are actually elite fighters, and Miller, you know, he's a good fighter. Then he brought up blacklisting. What do you think about this? Do you believe that Anthony Joshua, not Anthony Joshua, but Wilder and whoever else, Fury maybe, are they blacklisting Joshua? Are they trying to block him out? And guys, listen, I'm going to be honest. If you're an AJ fan or not, you have to call a spade a spade. Wouldn't this be karma? Wasn't he the first to tell Deontay Wilder when all Deontay Wilder wanted and never said? He never did any of the things that Big Baby Miller did. I don't believe Wilder ever went out to his mom, talked about his mom. F you, I don't think Deontay Wilder ever put hands on him. The only thing I believe Deontay Wilder ever said was, I want to fight you. There's only one name, one champion, and I want to get in the ring to challenge you to an undisputed matchup. And with that being said, Anthony Joshua responded, basically, if you don't cool it, we will freeze you out. What does freeze you out mean? What does freeze you out? Freeze you out mean, we're going to cut you out of it. We're going to make it so you don't get the fight. And the only thing Wilder was doing was asking for it. And now, because Deontay Wilder didn't go for a unification bout with him, and said, I want to fight Fury for a second time, he considers that blacklisting him. I'm going to be honest, I disagree. Don't think that they're blacklisting you. I think one of the reasons why I believe Anthony Joshua is coming off that high horse some is because he's been forced to. It's not because he wanted to. It's because he's been forced to. Because they just don't need you. At one point, before Fury came back, Dylan White's name wasn't popping as good. Ortiz had a little bit buzz, but, you know, obviously they were ducking Ortiz. Miller still was trying to build his resume to even be any kind of opponent, even though nobody didn't ask for it. Joshua felt all roads leads to me. All of them. He was the man. All of them. Until new lanes open up. Until they start opening up different roads, different interstates that leads in different directions. Now, this is my personal opinion. I believe the best person in this whole predicament out of Fury, Wilder, and Joshua, I believe it's Deontay Wilder. You can disagree, and I welcome that. But here's the reason why I believe it's Deontay Wilder. Because the Wilder-Fury, there's unfinished business there. People want to see that. I do. And then the Wilder versus Joshua. That's undisputed. That's undisputed. Wilder got a two-way go. Both fights enhances his career. Wilder fighting Fury or Joshua is bigger than Joshua versus Fury. And those are the 3 big ones. Black Horseman Sports Channel, what's going on, my dude? He said, all right, let me see, man. Let me shut the door so I can tilt. I thought it was a good interview. Was good? Yeah. It was a good interview. I think he was. I think he felt pretty comfortable, and it was an interview that we can learn from. Um, he admitted to the talent of Deontay Wilder versus Fury and Ortiz. He felt he's being blacklisted, but in all honesty, he was the first one talking about freezing somebody out. He said he carried the whole division. Now, what do you think about that? Do you believe he carried the whole division or not? I'm going to say this. One man cannot carry the whole division. You need opposition. You need. What carried the division was the thought of an undisputed matchup between his big puncher from the USA against his big puncher from the UK in an undisputed matchup. That's what carried it. That's what carried it because what Joshua did was after Fury had to give up the belts and the belts were scattered around the universe and then just random blow Joes fought for the belts, Joshua went around and collected those belts. He was better than the blow Joes who had the belt. And he got him. And that was a good strategic move by Eddie Hearn. I don't like a lot of things Eddie Hearn do. But I can't knock what he does. That was a damn good move. And you went and overpaid a lot of people. And then the Klitschko fight, I don't believe the WBA was even up for grabs. And they made it up for grabs. You wasn't a WBA champion, and I don't believe Klitschko was a WBA champion. But some kind of way, they made that for a unification bout out of nowhere. So that was a give-me belt right there to the winner. And he won. That was a good fight. Good win by Josh, from being honest. It was a good fight, good win. But that was a belt that was just thrown in there. But what carried the heavyweight division was the thought of seeing Wilder versus Joshua. That's what it was. Then Tyson Fury came into play. Dylan White been trying to grow his. Dylan White been getting more exposure. The more he started calling out Wilder, the more people started looking him up to see, okay, at least in the USA, who is this dude? And then you start paying attention to him. All right, let's see, guys. Same with Ortiz. Ortiz got more buzz after he fought Wilder. Once he became an opponent of Deontay Wilder, people started researching him, realizing how dangerous he was. And the performance against Deontay Wilder spoke for itself. All right, let's see. What else I got, guys? He said he done it in 4 runs. What took them 10? I think I touched on that. Okay, Charlamagne asked him about it. He said, listen, Deontay Wilder agreed to the offer. While the fight didn't happen. He was talking about, listen, Deontay Wilder agreed to everything you threw at him. Why didn't it happen? And Joshua listened. He was like, I don't know. He kind of threw, I don't know, and then he went into a quick recovery. He went into, I don't know, and then he went into, we had an April 13th date and all that, you know. But what Charlamagne was talking about, well, prior to the April 13th date, when you didn't have that date, and Wilder was trying to fight you, he agreed to everything. Why didn't it happen then? And I'm going to say this one thing about Joshua. I do believe Joshua is having some regrets because he said everybody is involved for the reason the fight didn't happen. His camp and Wilder camp. He took ownership on his things. He like, you know what, I'm partly blamed. Well, why are you partly blamed? You know, what did he say? I guess maybe he could have offered more money, you know. Maybe he feels that, yeah, that was kind of a below offer. And even though it was a below offer, yeah, we still decided not to fight him next, even though we took a below offer, you know. I think Joshua is starting to feel a little bit there. So I like this interview. I like the way he has taken some ownership of things, partially, but he still, you know, he could come out there and be in 100% denial, but he wasn't. Otherwise, I wouldn't be having these talking points that I was able to take and sneak while I'm at work. All right, let me see what else. I didn't get everything, guys. Remember, I was at work. Still at work. All right, only gets the ring. Okay, he spoke about they asked about, Deontay Wilder wanted to come to the fight. I believe it's the Parker fight. Deontay Wilder was asked, I believe, by Sky Sport to come help call that fight. Wilder said one condition: I want to get in the ring to challenge Anthony Joshua for an undisputed matchup. Joshua said, no, not listen, guys. Joshua said that a lot of things Wilder accused him of was true. The things that he said that wasn't true was the extra security and the, what was the one that I got a kick out of? Restraining order. God, bro, I'm not gonna lie. When I heard that Joshua had a restraining order out on Wilder so he couldn't show up at the fight, I was like, no, say it ain't so. But outside of those things, he's like, yeah, a lot of that was true. Then he elaborated and said that, I know I'm on my 15-minute mark. Let me see if I can wrap this up because I want to get through this. Hopefully they ain't paying attention to the clock. He said, listen, you're not allowed in my ring if the contract is not signed. He said the fight with Klitschko, when Klitschko got in the ring, the contract was already signed. So it wasn't like we're just doing some hyping for a fight that's not going to happen. We step in the ring together after a fight when it's already signed. We can announce it. All right, I can understand that. But then you got to ask yourself this. After Dillian Whyte's last fight, Dillian Whyte got the knockout of Chisora. Anthony Joshua immediately grabbed a microphone, immediately went to the ring, and was about to get in the ring. He was right on the outskirts of the ring. And the only reason he didn't get in because Dillian Whyte met him at the corner and talking about fighting me next. And Anthony Joshua was like, yeah, we should do this. If this doesn't fight with Wilder, then me and you should be next. But guys, isn't that not contradicting what he just said? Or is that considered like, almost a hypocrite moment? You can't come to my ring unless the fight's signed, but he went to Dillian Whyte's ring and the fight wasn't signed. And obviously they're not fighting. What else? Let me see what else I got. Kind of true, but strain order touched on that. Oh, they asked him about fear of losing. He said, yes, everybody's fear of losing. Fear of losing, do that make you scared? I don't think so, to be honest. I think you can never, if you go in there like, oh, can't nobody beat me, I'm the most cockiest person in the world, then you can get upset because you're just overlooking everybody. But if you have a fear like, man, if you have a fear of losing, that means you should train harder. Like, man, this guy this good, I'm about to run an extra mile. I'm about to hit the pads this long. I'm about to train this much longer. So him saying that fear of losing, is that saying that he's scared? No. But is that saying that I want to prolong this fight or prolong putting off this fight a little bit longer? That could be that. All right, what else? I'm almost done, guys. Let me see. Wanted to see proof of fun. Okay, wanted to see proof of funds. Let me see what else. Why is it if I fall going to happen? All right, I got enough things. Let me get out of here so I can walk back. It's almost 20 minutes, so let me keep going. All right, guys, so you're talking about the proof of funds. Said, listen, 50 million sounded good, but, he never saw proof of funds, but we know the 50 million, at least many of us believe the 50 million was real. We don't believe Al Heyman would just play like this. Wilder, Shelley Finkel would just play like this. We didn't believe Showtime would play like this. But yeah, it is but. But the one thing that should be the turning point for any other fan is when Dillian Whyte came over, spoke with Al Heyman, and he showed him. And when Dillian Whyte told Eddie Hearn to his face, he's like, bro, I saw the proof. Bro, I saw it. And then once Eddie knew he actually saw it, then Eddie completely changed the tune of okay, then it had to be something else. What else? Guys, I'm actually riding from my building right now, pacing back and forth, looking at my phone, typing. I'm not going to be able to see the chat, but let me try it. Let me see. All right, Black Horse Sports Promotion. Can't quite make out the last one because I'm outside. I got no shade, but when I get back in, I'm definitely check it out. Thanks to everybody for coming in. All right. Something else he said. Okay, he was talking about these guys they want the big money, but they want to fight, less opposition for it. He said that Deontay Wilder might go on to fight Dominique Brazil. big money, less resort, less risk. But when you look at it, isn't it a direct thing what he's doing right now? He's getting the biggest reward for fighting Big Baby Miller, who he said is not an elite fighter, who he said is basically an introduction to the U.S. market. So, I mean, to me, I'm just saying you can't knock anybody else for exactly what you're currently doing. But either way, it was a solid interview. I believe Anthony Joshua knew he had to come to the USA in order to grow his profile and in order to become a bigger athlete in the sport. But I'm in my door, people looking at me like crazy, making me lose my thoughts. T-Dub, what's plays in the sports. I'm out.